Today, I'm going to show you how I make vegan sausages, aka Seitan. If you haven't already subscribed, make sure you hit that button and let's get started. Alright, so I'm getting started here with some fresh basil, garlic, red bell pepper, button mushrooms, and a bit of shiitake mushrooms. I also have some sun-dried tomatoes, a bit of soy sauce, red pepper flakes, and fennel seeds. And all of these items are going into my seasoning mix for the sausage. I use about 2 tablespoons of the sun-dried tomato, plus a little drizzle of the oil. About a tablespoon of fennel seeds. Half a teaspoon of red pepper flakes. Just under a quarter cup, maybe about 3 tablespoons of soy sauce, and a couple drops of the liquid smoke. That's an ingredient I forgot to mention, and about a half a cup of water. Into the bowl. And the ratio, what I'm using is the Vital Wheat gluten. The ratio is 2 to 1. I use 2 cups of liquid to 1 cup of the Vital Wheat gluten. I did overwork this dough just a bit. So when you make it, make sure you add your liquid to your pre-portioned Vital Wheat gluten rather than adding the gluten to your liquid. All right, and so I have here a sheet of plastic wrap, and I'm just putting some of the sausage mix. And beware, you do not want to overwork this mixture or this dough, and that's because your sausages will come out a little bit more on the chewier side, or not as chewy as they should be. All right, so keep that in mind when you make it. And so I'm just putting a bit of the mixture on each sheet of plastic wrap and using the friction from the plastic wrap and the table to roll it up. And I tried to push out any little air bubbles that I could, but it's fairly self-explanatory. You can get the gist of what I'm doing here. It's so easy to make. If you ever use the field roast sausage, it's almost $7 for a pack of 4. 1 pack of Vital Wheat gluten is about, you can find it from $5 to $7, and you can make almost over quadruple the times of the amount of the field roast sausage. So here you see I have my homemade steamer, and I'm putting my sausages right on top. I'm just going to cover these up and let them cook. I have here my Jamaican cocoa bread dough, and I just used a portion. I didn't make the full amount, but I used a portion of this to make some hot dog buns or sausage rolls. And keep in mind when you make this, don't make them as big as I made them because the bread to sausage ratio was a little bit off. So I just rolled them into rectangles and put olive oil on half, folded them into the pan to double in size, into the oven at 350 or at 400 for about 8 minutes, and they're ready. Really, really soft. They are delicious. A little bit on the sweet side. I think the brand of coconut milk that I used with this batch was sweeter than another brand that I used, but In any case, they taste a bit like Hawaiian rolls, but they're delicious. So I have here just a quick little slaw that I'm going to put on top of the sausage. Just some fresh spinach, red bell pepper, onion, and a bit of cucumber. And I have a bit of a red pepper mix that I made. But you know, it's to each its own, whatever you decide or however you want to make your sausages, and there they are. So I'm just pan searing them here. And now if you want a really crispy outer crust, I recommend just popping them in the oven under the broiler. That will get an even outer crust a lot quicker than just simply pan searing them here, as you can see. And they will become a lot firmer because the oven partially dries out the outer crust. So it's whatever you like. Have a few roasted potatoes that I made on the side there. I'm just putting them right on the plate. And as you can see, it actually is the texture of meat. And I borderline over mixed this batch. So when you make it, make sure you keep in mind you do not want to overmix it, and make sure you go ahead and add your liquid to your, again, as I've said, to your pre-measured vital wheat gluten. And don't forget, the ratio is 2 to 1, and that's 2 parts liquid to 1 part of the vital wheat gluten. But there's other recipes out there, so experiment, have fun. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.